Hello, good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby.
Hello, I'm not Ben Moseby, I'm Becky Sworn.
You are Becky Sworn. It's Friday.
I know, very exciting.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And it's just you and me.
It is just you and me.
At the moment.
At the moment. And later.
Yes,
but
and
then
later.
not later.
No, not late.
No.
It's not going to be the late show for us. It's going to be the late show.
Yeah.
And the early show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're confused, you won't be, because I'll explain to you, we've got a very busy day coming up, day 5 of New Year, New Craft. It's been such a great week. So many of you have enjoyed all of the different shows that we've had, where each and every day we're concentrating on like a different crafty discipline, if you like. We've covered card making, we've covered colouring, we've covered mixed media, we've covered die cutting. Today we are going on a bit of a soft craft tangent, and we're going to be looking at bag making. Now that New Year New Craft show is coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. A great opportunity for all you paper crafters to tune in and join that show, because it may well be that you do a bit of paper craft and you're thinking about maybe dabbling in a bit of soft craft, but you don't know where to start. Start by watching that show and ask all of the questions. That is what I would say. We've got a brand new launch as well when it comes to our bag making, which we will officially launch at 2, but we'll show you in just a few moments' time. And then later on this evening at 6 o'clock, we've got launch day. Sarah's going to be here for the most anticipated launch of the year so far. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's very exciting. It's the brand new Nature's Garden Delightful Daisies collection. It is live on the website right now. And here's the brilliant thing. If you've waited till today to pick up the launch, good for you. And I'll tell you for why, because today you can pick up an exclusive deal where you get the brand new launch in its totality. Is that a word?
Yeah.
In its totality. And we will give you a free grab bag with £30, $40 worth of stuff in, which I'll show you. You will not pay any more for that, but you'll get free stuff worth £30 or $40 thrown in. Now, we only have a small amount of that Showstopper deal, if you like, and already a quarter of that stock has gone. And once it's gone, it's not going to be a case of us going, oh, we'll make a few phone calls, you know, we'll get our team on it. It's Friday. They go home at 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock. They go before 5 anyway. They go home before we do. I mean, well, everyone goes home before we do, don't they?
Yeah, that's very true.
So don't be thinking, oh, I'll wait because they'll put another bundle together, because we won't. It's basically 25% gone. The first of you that pick that up will get that extra added bonus. The rest of you after that won't. So get in early is all I will say. We're going to be featuring that on the show, along with the brand new launch as well. It's going to be an amazing wake-up call show. And you've got some finished samples from both of the brand new launches to show us, haven't you?
Yeah. So shall I do the softcraft ones first?
Yeah, whatever you like. You know.
So we've got 3 new bag launches, and these are absolutely gorgeous. So these aren't, you're not going to be using your Gemini for these. These are templates. So if you haven't already got a die cutting machine, or you don't have the facility to have one at the moment, it doesn't matter, because you can just make these with the templates. So this is the first one. This is your double zip pouch, and it looks really, really cool. So you've got 2 little zips here. You won't get this little fluffy air packets we've got in here. Fluffy air packets. Sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? You won't get those. But you will be able to get this vinyl. So I don't think you can quite see, but this vinyl is like a glitter vinyl. It is really, really gorgeous. You're going to be able to use this for all sorts of different things. So in these templates that we've got here, we've incorporated them into like little pockets, but there's nothing to stop you from using it to make a whole bag. If you want to make a completely waterproof sort of zip pouch, you can do.
Nice.
This has got a little tag in it. It's almost a little bit like a mini make-it-yourself Tiffany bag.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
You've got those kind of little bits at either side with those Tiffany bags when they're on your shelves. You know, Tiffany always says, you know, just pull that one out. You can absolutely do that with this. So this is your double zip pouch.
Gorge.
This next one is your storage roll. So that opens up, and you've got a little zip pocket down here, and you've got a little place to pop your pens as well. So you can keep, you know, pencils, pens. Maybe you want to use it as a little sketching bag.
Nice.
You can do that. And then this final one is your double pouch. So the first one was a double zip. This is a double pouch. It's basically 2 pouches that zip open. You've got little pockets down here. You can see you've got loads and loads of space to use those for your sort of toiletries.
Yeah.
You can see here. But actually, it's 2 bags that pop together. So you can create those, as your toiletry bags, or you have them as your craft bags. One for your soft craft, one for your paper craft.
Nice.
Just put them together when you're packing up, or you just take one to each individual course you're going to. So really, really good. And you're going to be able to see we've got some beautiful charms in the collection as well. These are sort of sewing orientated charms that we've got on the show. So they're really cute as well. But the key thing are these templates and this vinyl. And the vinyl is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. And then I've got some of the samples for the Daisy collection as well.
And how amazing is this? And we're very excited because obviously we know you as an expert soft crafter, but people might not know that you do love a bit of papercraft as well.
I do.
And it's going to be your first ever papercraft demo on Crafters TV this morning.
It is. I know. No pressure.
You'll be brilliant.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I spoke to my mum about it. My mum was like, but you do papercraft all the time. I was like, yeah, but I haven't done papercraft here.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine.
Under the lights with the cameras going.
And aren't I lucky to be able to be using this one? I mean, I really lucked out with that, didn't I?
Officially launching it.
I know. Send it all out before Sora comes back in.
Yeah, we'll have an early night.
So you can see here, these are some of the samples. They are absolutely beautiful. And I think daisies are such a sort of a key image. They're really evocative, aren't they? I always think of, sitting in the summer as a kid at school making daisy chains until after your school lunch. Really, really beautiful. So you've got this one here with some of our foam flowers here. Lots and lots of beautiful vellums and papers in there too. We've got other ones here with these beautiful embellishments. This is just lovely with a twisted easel one there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look how beautiful that card is. Really, really lovely. I think it's very hard for me to choose my favourite out of all of these because I think they are all beautiful.
Yeah.
But they are, they're kind of flower that you could use for all sorts of different things. They'd work really well for sympathy cards as well. And whilst that's something that none of us want to think about, they are things that we do. You do sometimes need to make a sympathy card, and they are quite a beautiful flower to use.
Yeah.
But those papers and the vellums, all the dyes that we've got here, they are absolutely beautiful. And in fact, I was looking at that little sentiment, that hello sentiment. I'm sure that is the same script as they use for the dragonfly ones.
It's very similar, if not.
Isn't it?
Yes,
so
you're right.
They would really mix and match very, very well. So we're going to be showing you this in more detail today, but I mean, definitely something that everyone's been waiting for, this Daisy collection.
Oh, yeah, there's been so much chat. I think since last Sunday or Saturday, when we had the first look on it over the weekend, loads of you were like, well, I'm definitely grabbing that. Make sure you go for it today. As we said, you can get the full collection. There was a limited amount of the Showstoppers available where you can get £30 or $40 worth of free goodies. It's we're calling it a grab bag, but it's basically £30 or $40 worth of freebies, which I'll show you when I go through the full collection. If you want to pick and choose today as well, you can pick individuals from the full collection, spend over $50 and get an extra 10% off. And as always, what we love to do is we give you the opportunity to buy the full collection, and we've also packaged together another bundle of all the consumables. So I think what a lot of you will probably do is buy the full collection and then buy the other bundle where you can get more of your paper, more of your card and more of your vellum. So that is definitely the way to go. Stock up on all of the consumables, but you're going to love this collection so much. It's going to be a fantastic day. So do get in touch. Do stay with us right throughout the day. Lots of you, I'm sure, will have questions. And I also want to know, because I'm nosy, what's in your baskets? What have you bought? What have you shopped for? Yeah, let us know if you're going for the bundle this morning and you're getting the grab bag. Let's do a little bit of a grab bag celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got
we
the
need a
grab
little dance
bag.
for that.
Got the grab bag. Got the grab bag.
Honestly, there isn't anything that I could say that you're not going to make into a song, is there?
Not going to be anything that you won't say that I won't make into a song.
Oh, it's going to be one of those days.
We've got zips on a roll today. Look out for that. Shall we have a look at some of the goodies that we've got on the show? Let's have a look at the delightful Daisies. This is the complete collection, your Showstopper deal. Right, hang on a minute. I'm sorry, genuinely here, I did not look at the price. I was expecting well north of £100, probably north of $150. £99 or $129 for the full collection. If you're platinum, how are we giving a £70, $80 saving on a launch? I mean, that's just incredible, isn't it?
That's stupid money.
Brand new product.
Yeah, I mean, I would have expected it to be significantly more than that.
Genuinely gobsmacked. I don't know why I am gobsmacked, because I know what we're like here. We're blooming crazy when it comes to giving stuff away. Platinum, $79.20, $103.20 if you're shopping in the US and you're Platinum. Bear in mind, if you're paying this price today, that's your free shipping in the US. If you're Platinum, you're only, 20 odd bucks short of getting your free shipping, so you can pop in some more of the consumables, and you're there, you've done it. And let's also bear in mind, this price takes into account, or doesn't take into account, the fact that you're getting £30 and $40 worth of extra goodies as well. Incredible. I'll say a few hellos in just a second, but I'm eager just really quickly to show you through this amazing collection. We are so busy, I cannot tell you. We're 10 minutes into the show, and I'm hearing the amount of people who have already checked out. People have set their alarms in the US at 6 a.m. and 3 a.m. and gone, I'm getting up for this. They know where they need to be on a launch day, in on the wake-up call, getting the deals. And you've lucked out this morning because you pick up this at an amazing deal and you get the grab bag. We've only got a small amount of the grab bag available for you, but look at the paper. Look at your 12 by 12 paper pad that you're going to get with this collection. It is absolutely gorgeous. And like, do you know what? It's a great word that Becky used, actually, evocative of, you know, those summer days, perhaps when you were a little bit younger, and you know, the days in the summer when you were younger and the sun always seemed to shine, didn't it?
Yeah. And your hands were always a little bit sticky from the ice cream that you'd just eaten.
Absolutely right, yeah. You know, and your mum would be coming over with a tissue, wiping your...
Like that, scrubbing at your face.
Scrubbing at your face. But, I mean, the artwork again here is absolutely beautiful. And I think it's also worth just, if I lower that down again, look at the reverse. I love it when we do the florals with this kind of like wooden texture effect on the back. It's almost like you've got like your sort of daisy garden here, and then you've got the beautiful fencing behind. I mean, the colours are absolutely stunning. They're bright, they're bold, they're beautiful. So many layers again here. If you look through this particular piece with, you know, the daisies in the forefront, and then you've almost got like the sort of second generation print of the daisies behind there. I mean, it's just such a joyous collection. Look at the reverse here again. Matching colours for you, making the mats and layers nice and easy, but you've got these kind of ink splats on there too, which really just add to the texture and the feel of this beautiful paper pad. The greens and the blues complementing the gorgeous whites and yellows of the daisies. I mean, you obviously get one of the paper pads within this collection, but I know so many of you will be buying the full collection and then getting the consumables on top of that as well, because this is one of the most beautiful paper pads I think you are ever going to get your hands on. Stunning. You're getting that in the 12 by 12. You also get that replicated in the 6 by 6, so 36 sheets in the 6 by 6 as well. And it's not like we're sort of cutting off a corner of this here. It's miniature size, so basically just shrunken down the image, and then you've got that in your 6 by 6. So that all matches up beautifully. Then also on top of that, we're giving you vellum, and once again, the vellum is absolutely stunning. All matchy-matchy once again. You're going to be getting within that 24 sheets of your beautiful vellum. So whether you're going to be maybe embossing into this, inking this, maybe you're going to be using this for your inserts as well. If there's those of you that like to make those lanterns, I always think vellum's really, really nice to kind of use on lanterns maybe. I think in the summertime when you get out in the garden, you pop your little candles out sort of late at night, if you're having a little barbecue or whatever, creating some lanterns for the table, this vellum will be absolutely beautiful for doing that. And again, it all matches up perfectly. So you've got your beautiful mats and layers, you've got your inserts for your cards there too. I mean, just stunning is the consumable side of things. But that isn't all as far as consumables are concerned, because you're going to be making your own beautiful daisies to go with this collection. So we've popped in some of our flower forming foam too. You're getting that in the white and that beautiful yellow and green. 12 sheets of that included, so if you love to make your own foam flowers, that's also included within the bundle. Then on top of that, you're going to get 24 sheets of your linen cardstock. I mean, and again, this is just absolutely beautiful. 250 GSM. You've got 4 sheets of 6 different colours, and I always think it's our cameras are great here, but they're not always brilliant, I don't think, at picking up the texture effect that you get on our linen cardstock. If you bought our linen cardstock previously, you'll just know how beautiful that texture runs through it. It looks amazing. So it's on par with the linen cardstock that we've done previously, and once again, all of the colours here matching up beautifully with the pattern papers and vellum vellums that you've got within this collection. Nice that we've brought you some white as well, so if you decide perhaps to ink that up in slightly different colours, you can do. We're not even anywhere near halfway through this bundle. This is just the consumables that we're looking at. Can you believe we're getting all of this for that price?
And like you said about the linen cardstock, sometimes you get linen cardstock and it doesn't, it's an idea of linen cardstock. It doesn't have the really sort of deep impressions that one has. Which it just looks lovely, you know, especially that kind of Hessian kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
You're going to add a bit of Hessian into your card making as well. That really sort of mimics that kind of linen effect, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And more consumables in here because we're giving you ribbon as well. 3 rolls of your ribbon. You're going to get, it's a metre of each included in those beautiful colours, and it's got that sort of grosgrain effect to it.
Yeah, it's kind of binding ribbon, this one, isn't it? Yeah.
So that's gorgeous. That is included as far as your consumables are concerned. But then there's all of your hardware as well. So let's take a look at this. One of the most beautiful 3D embossing folders. Take a look. Look at the detail that you're getting in that embossing folder. Just stunning. And again, I always think of these, if you're maybe quite new to card making, that is a card in itself.
Yeah, without any, you know, without having to worry about it, because I think that's it. You know, now we've got loads of people looking for new activities to do, and perhaps, you know, you'd be thinking, oh, I could never make a card quite like the things that you see, but you could, you know, a little sentiment on there. You're done.
Absolutely right, yeah. Bit of colour, sentiment, maybe pop some of your ribbon on, tie a little bow. Beautiful card, done, no problem at all. That's called your Daisy Meadow if you want to go for that individually. You're then getting your Daisy Bloom. This is a really beautiful stamp and die set. And what I love about this is the fact that you've got the broken up dies there too. So rather than, you know, if it was like one whole die, you could cut out the image, but this allows you to cut it on the left or the right hand side of your card as well, which gives you more opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's a big stamp again, and a great way for you to be able to you know, really have fun with all of your Spectrum Noir pens. You've got extra dies in here as well with little butterflies. You've got that Hello You sentiment and stamp sentiments included too. Then you've got the Dainty Daisy. I mean, that again is just beautiful. Super sized die that you can cut out to embellish all of your different projects. You've got border dies in here as well. This one's called that daisy chain, and that is really stunning. You know, we were talking about that earlier on. How many of you, when you were younger, used to create those daisy chains? We've done it in die form for you here, so you can cut that into the sides of your cards, you know, your scrapbook pages, your boxes as well. If you don't want to cut straight in, of course, you can create panels to overlay too, and obviously lots of opportunity there for you to do a bit of paper piecing with. Talking of paper piecing, that charming daisy there is just screaming to be paper pieced, or maybe again, great way for you to practice some of your colouring with as well. Always think dies like this that give you that opportunity to you know, cut these in maybe white or black and then do some colouring around are absolutely brilliant. We've then got more embellishment dies. These ones are called your spring accessories. You've got butterflies and more daisies in there, and again, you can build these up, layer these up, because you get 2 dies with each and every one, so you can cut out the detail, cut out that layered effect as well. They look absolutely beautiful. Then you've got your blossoming daisies. These ones are the ones that you're going to be using with your flower forming foam. Again, because you've got all of those different layers to create that 3D effect. That's not to say that you won't use these with your papers, with your vellums as well, but those are going to team up absolutely fantastically with your flower forming foam that you get in the collection. And then last but by no means least, you get this beautiful spring border die included too. Once again, a really versatile die because you've got the inner detail and then your outer die there too. Now that's the Delightful Daisies collection, but that's not the end of the Showstopper deal, because you're, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
A glass of water. That's a lot to go through.
Yeah, I'm not even finished, because you get £30 or $40 worth of free goodies. If you get it now, people who come in later won't get this because it will be sold out. So for free, we then also give you your Garden Gateway cut and embossed folder from the Secret Garden collection. I mean, that's just going to work perfectly with your Delightful Daisies, isn't it? Yeah. Open that one up to a beautiful scene of your daisy garden. You then, they have, Nicola, our team have really thought about what goes in the grab bag here, things that are going to work absolutely beautifully with this collection. You're then going to get on top of that, I love this, your gnome boy.
Sven.
Gnome boy. Huh?
Sven.
Ben.
No, Sven. Isn't he called Sven?
Oh, Sven.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
I thought it was called Sven.
But he can be. You get Sven. build your own gnome, stamps and dies, and you even get the little stencils there as well, so you can create your own little costume for Sven as well. Then you're going to get on top of that the fabulous frame. This comes from the Sunflower collection. So again, beautiful for creating a topper for a card. If you just want to use the stamps individually, you can. Yes, use that with the embossing folder. Yep, why not? You've got a card there, no problemo at all. And then on top of that, we're also giving you from the Farmhouse collection this beautiful May Your Day Bloom set, which is, it's almost like a build a bouquet collection really, because you've got the vase and the flowers, and then you've got all of the stamps and dies in there too to be able to build up your own bouquet. And again, nice that you got that little vase in there, because you might add some of your daisies from the collection into that as well. So all of that you are getting for free when you pick up the Showstopper deal. It's worth £30 or $40. That will not last, and once it has gone, it has gone. We are over a quarter of the stock of the Showstopper collection already disappeared. Please do me a favour and grab that this morning. Do not wait until later on, because we've got plenty of stock of the actual new collection, but the Showstopper will go, and you'll kick yourself if you miss out on all of the freebies. You'll absolutely kick yourself. Don't forget, if you're going for the Showstopper, to also get all of the consumables in that extra bundle as well. Few quick hellos, then I'll let Becky talk.
Yeah, shut up, sit down.
What?
We'd have a little sit down.
I'm going to go and lie down on the sofa.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
We've got Rachel on the socials this morning. Hi to Mariah, who joins us, and Carolyn from Florida. Helen Moore is in. Christine Mahoney is in. How many paper pads have you bought, Christine? Helen Bell says hi, all around the globe. Hi already to Mariah, who says Crafter's Companion makes bag making fun and easy for sure. I've made a few and I'm never disappointed. Kelly's in. Sandra Dundas is in, saying, Ben, I've been going to have a go at bag making for some time. I've been collecting all the bits for a while, so this year will be it. Today's the day, Sandra. Stand by and watch all of the hints and tips coming from Becky. Zoe Carver's in from a windy West Sussex. Lillian says, hi, Ben and Becky. Hello. Happy New Year, Becky. It's lovely to see you back, says Lillian.
Oh, thank you.
Kathy Meyer says, I've got mine ordered. Boom. Mariah says, I had to get the Daisy collection. My oldest aunt is Aunt Daisy. Aww. I got a Daisy, of course, as well.
Of course, yeah. You must have to buy that as a gift for her.
Yeah, she's going to love it. Absolutely love it. Charlotte says, I jumped straight in for a full collection Showstopper as soon as it popped up. Boom. Stephanie said, I ordered yesterday. I wasn't taking a chance on missing it. Boom. Cara says, morning. I bought the full collection with 4 of each of the 6x6 and 4 vellums and 4 of the 12x12.
Wow.
Lush papers, says Cara. Wow.
Yeah.
Kirsty D, I just happened to look at the Crafter's Companion website this morning, and this collection jumped into my basket, and then I had to buy it. It obviously wanted to come home to a good home. Boom. Nikki says, I ordered this yesterday and I can't wait for it to arrive. Loving the Daisy design. I wonder what's next. Good morning, Ben and Becky, says Anna Hopkins, and all from Norfolk. It's all ordered. Boom. Julia Duffy, I'm so excited. The Daisies just ordered mine. Boom. And Rachel says the gnomes were Sven and Svetlana.
Ah, yeah.
So you were correct.
I like it when people tell me that.
What, that you're correct?
Yeah.
But you usually
it's
are,
particularly
though.
nice when a man says it. You're correct.
Hey, I know my place.
Yeah.
I'm always wrong, especially in my house. Always wrong. Please pick this up. We'll keep you updated on stock as we head through the show, but over 25% of the Showstopper deal has gone, and I expect that more of that will have disappeared and will disappear in the course of the next 5-10 minutes. We are going to have a look first, though, with Becky at the brand new launch that we've got from our New Year New Launch collection, which is just here. Again, we'll get the details up for you on this one with the bag making Showstopper deal, where you get all of the sewing templates to be able to create the bags that Becky was showing you at the top of the show. You're also going to be getting, within the collection, lots of other goodies to kind of help you along the way with this, with your scissors, with your zips on a roll.
Zips on a roll, zips on a roll, zips on a roll, zips on a roll, zips on a roll. Hey!
We were a little bit out of sync. Yeah, it was a bit rubbish. You've got your zip charms. You're also going to get your textile glue included in there as well. Basically, everything that you need to get going to make these amazing bags. £40 is the platinum price on this today, or $56. Another brand new launch, so you can be one of the very first people to pick this up. And we're going to see this in action. Any questions you've got about this any questions you've got about this, send them through, or just indeed any questions that you've got generally. Potentially more questions on soft craft today, because that is the thing we're concentrating on as far as New Year craft is concerned. And of course, we've got the expert here for that reason. So fire your questions in, but let's get going. Which of the bags are you going to be looking at first, Becky?
Well, I was going to quickly flick through them all so you can see them all.
Yep.
And then I'm actually going to do a little demo on this. No, not this one, this one. This is the double pouch. These are the two pouches that go together.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick demo on that. Now, I will say I'm going to do a demo with the caveat of they take a bit of time to do.
Yes.
If you're going to be doing these at home, I would say it's probably going to be an afternoon.
Oh, nice
to make
afternoon
them from
project.
start to finish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it in Wake Up Call and I'm going to finish it off in Softer Side. But I'm not going to be able to make everything from start to finish in Softer Side because there's just not enough time. I can't condense a whole afternoon just into 2 hours. It's just impossible. I can't. I mean, I'm pretty good at most things, but not that. I have done the tutorials, yeah, absolutely. So if you do buy these, there's step-by-step tutorials available on the website, and we've given you really sort of detailed instructions. They are not too complicated, but what I would say is if you've never made bags before, like the viewer said, I'm going to start doing bags. Quilting clips are your best friend when you're bag making.
Yeah.
Pins are great, but in this we're going to be using a lot of vinyl, and with vinyl you don't want to sort of pierce anything, but also bags tend to be thicker than normal things that you're sewing because you want some kind of structure in them. So you'll use lots of wadding or batting, which is like that kind of fluffy stuff that you have in between two layers of fabric.
Yeah.
Or if you want something really rigid, some of our bags we would recommend you use something like a bosal, which is like a foam, and that makes a very, very structured bag. So if you think of something like an Hermes Birkin, for example, I'm not suggesting you make an Hermes Birkin. You know what I mean by Birkin? Yeah, an Hermes Birkin. They're very, very structured bags, so they would have a lot of kind of foam in them in order to make them more structured. But if you're going for something more slouchy, like a hobo bag, you wouldn't need quite so much structure in there. So just bear that in mind. So when you're going to be getting your templates, they're quite large templates that we've got here. You're going to see all the information on the outside. We give you the details of what fabric you're going to be needing, what measurements of fabric you'll need, if you're going to need any additional items in there. So for all of these, wherever we've needed a snap fastener, we've put them as a snap fastener detail down here, but you could actually use some Velcro or some hook and loop tape if you're not going to be using that particular brand, and that will work just as well. So we've made it very simple for you to effectively get your sort of shopping list together of all the bits and pieces that you might want to do. So the first one here is this storage roll. Having a closer look at the storage roll here, you might be able to see this glitter vinyl on here now. It's really, really pretty. So you get these two little pockets here. You can put them this way round or the other way round. And then on the other side, you've got a little zip pocket down here, and you've got a little place to put some pens. So it all rolls up, and we've put some snap fasteners on that. But as I say, you can put some hook and loop tape on there to secure them together. So that is your storage roll. Your next one is your double zip pouch. Again, we've done exactly the same thing. We've given you the instructions on here. They're one large acetate template, so you don't need to use your Gemini machine or your die cutting machine. This is something that you can just do with a sewing machine. I wouldn't say you could stitch it by hand, particularly when you're stitching through vinyl, it's quite difficult, but you've got all that information on here, and this is what they look like. So again, you've got this little handle up the top here. You've got two zips down here, like so. Then that opens up, or you catch your the little packaging pieces in here, so you can see what that looks like inside.
Lovely.
And then you've also got these little pockets with that glitter vinyl down the side here. But again, if you didn't want to use the vinyl, want to use it for something else, you could just do them by using ordinary fabric. So you get quite a structured bag for this one. So this one, like I was saying, particularly, you want to use some kind of interfacing or some kind of wadding in here to make it a little bit more structured. Then the last one we've got is this double pouch or detachable pouches. So what you can see these here, they are a sort of large sort of piece of vinyl that you've got here. It opens up. you've got a little pocket, and they're two little bags that are exactly the same, but they attach together with some snap fasteners on here. So you've got that sort of facility to be able to sort of have them together or separate. So you can have, you can make these separate, not attach them at all.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice to have something that attaches together.
I like
so
the idea of maybe like a wash bag and a makeup bag.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I just sort of thought, if you were going to be doing, you do lots of different crafts, you're starting different crafts, perhaps you might have your pencils in one, your pens in another, you want to keep them all together, but sometimes you might only need one, so you can take them all apart. And they've got this gorgeous vinyl throughout. So, opening the packaging up, it does say you've got two pieces in here. What they mean by two pieces is that you're going to be getting your little booklet and you're also going to be getting the template. So don't be thinking, actually, I'm missing a template. You're not. It's just these are the two things that you're going to be getting. So we've tried to make it as simple as possible for you when you are using the templates. We've written out on here what each piece is called and how many of everything you'll need to cut out. So say, for example, the side panels. These are the side panels here, these little pieces down here.
Yeah.
You'll need to cut 4 from the outer fabric, 4 from the lining fabric, 4 from the wadding or the batting, 4 from the interfacing as well. So you've got to cut quite a lot of that sort of shape here, and that's to create these pieces here. Now, we've given the instructions booklet here, we've sort of highlighted the individual shapes here. So, for example, those side panels we're talking about, we've highlighted those in red to make it really abundantly clear what piece we're talking about. Because these templates sort of overlap, the pieces overlap each other, we highlight them in red.
Yeah.
And again, we give you like a cutting preparation details to show you exactly what you need to cut to make everything together. And we'll also talk about binding strips. So most of the bags that you've got here, you'll have to cut a strip of binding, a strip of fabric that you're going to use for binding around the edges. So for example, this is binding around here, but on this one here, we've used the binding strip for making these little handles and for binding across here on those vinyl pockets. So we're going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my fabric here, and I'm just going to show you how I would trace through the what's this called? Template. That's the word I'm looking for. So all you do is you just choose the back of your fabric, and then you would lay out your template, and you work out what piece you're going to be doing. So let's say we're going to do an inside panel. If I've already cut my fabric out and it's nice and straight, I would line up one of those dotted lines against that line, and then I just use my heat erasable pen, and then I would just mark that through here.
Got those on the show today, actually.
So you can see all of those little shapes that we've got down here. And I don't go through every single one, but what I would do is I've marked those out, then I would either use my scissors or I'd use my rotary cutter and a ruler, and I would just cut all of those little pieces together. Yeah. Now, I find, for me, the easiest thing to do is to cut your fabric first of all. I do all my fabrics and I only do single pieces at a time. I don't do double pieces. Then I would cut my wadding, then I would cut my interfacing. You want to adhere your interfacing to your lining fabric, and you want to adhere your wadding to your outer fabric. So if I show you what I mean, this is a piece of lining fabric here, and on the back, you can see it looks different to this piece because this is a piece of interfacing. So the interfacing that I've used, sometimes you can get interfacing, and interfacing is just something, just gives a bit more structure to the item that you're using. You can get different types of interfacing. We're using medium weight interfacing, but you can get much thicker stuff. So if you're making a collar for a shirt, for example, it would have quite a lot of thick interfacing because it needs to be quite rigid. Yeah. And you get sort of softer ones for different other things. So if you're just using like a soft collar on a shirt, you wouldn't use something quite so stiff. Now, you can get ones that just iron on because they've already got glue attached to them, or you can use some of our spray. So we've got our stick and stay spray, and that's a permanent adhesive. So when I want to adhere my fabrics together, I would line them all up like this, and then I would take my fabric with my interfacing down here, and I would use my spray, and I would spray it all across, and then I would just do halfway, and then I put that across, and then I peel the other half off, I do the other half, and then I take it to the iron, and the iron will then make the adhesive permanent. But I've already done that on all those pieces. But this kind of adhesive does make a really big difference because it stops things from moving.
Yeah.
And you would do exactly the same with your fabric. So this is your outer fabric that I've used, and I've put my wadding on here. So my wadding or batting, it's the same sort of thing. It's the kind of fluffy stuff that goes in between quilts or in between bags. And again, it gives things more structure. So you can see that sort of stays a little bit more upright because it has more structure to it. So when you're putting things together, you'll have fabric with the interfacing, and you'll also have fabric with the wadding, and it makes a much more structured bag. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the vinyl. So the vinyl I've already cut, so I'm hoping you can see it. It's a glitter vinyl here that you've got here, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now when it comes to you in a big roll. Ben's got the roll next to him, and when you open it up, it will sort of, it needs sort of to be laid out onto a mat and just sort of left to flatten before you start using it, because it will be quite heavily rolled. But it is absolutely beautiful. You can see it's really, really pretty. Well, hopefully you can see it there. And then I'm going to use a piece of binding fabric. So this is the binding fabric which it tells you to cut in the instructions. And all we do is we fold it halfway and we iron it, and we fold the other raw edges to that halfway line, and then we're going to fold them over, and that's going to create a piece of binding.
Okay.
And we want to put that binding over the top of this piece of vinyl. So I'm just going to place that within here. And this is where you definitely need your quilting clips.
Yes.
They are key things for you.
How thick is that vinyl?
How big?
Thick.
Well, thick. It's quite thick. I don't know how many microns it is. Are you going to ask me that?
No. Oh, okay, I just wanted to get a bit of a feel. Yeah, it's quite
280 microns.
Yeah.
I don't know, making that up. I don't know.
I love the glitter as well.
It is, and it's such a shame you can't see this.
Really see it.
Because it's very, very pretty.
Very bling.
Yeah, it is. Who doesn't love a bit of bling?
I know.
You love a bit of bling, don't you, Ben?
I do love a bit of bling. They call me Ben
Blingy
Bling.
Ben, yeah.
Blingy Ben.
It's Blingy Ben.
Yeah.
That's one thing we call you anyway, Ben. I'm going to give this a quick iron just to make sure it's nice and straight.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pop that on the vinyl.
Whilst you're ironing,
Yep.
Mariah says, I've ordered extra of that glitter vinyl.
Oh, lovely.
Zoe says, is the stick and spray washable after you've made your item?
Yes.
Right.
Up to 40 degrees, I think.
Okay.
Have a quick look. 40 degrees, yeah.
40 degrees. Look at you with all the product knowledge.
I'm quite impressed with that. I didn't know I knew it.
You didn't know that you knew it?
No.
It's funny though, isn't it, how things stick in your mind? That happens to me all the time over this side. I'm like, where did I pluck that bit of information from? Seriously? Wow.
Do you know there was, when the Daisy collection came out, there's a line in a play that I remember about daisies. And it's a play that I did when I was about 8.
What was the play?
Sleeping Beauty. Actually, it was called Sleeping Cutie.
Nice, see what you did there? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she says something like, I met an old lady down where the Michaelmas daisies grow.
Where the Michaelmas daisies
Michaelmas daisies grow. Oh. And basically that's a name for any kind of daisy.
But Michaelmas is Christmas time.
Yeah, but they were traditionally called Michaelmas daisies.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Do daisies grow during Michaelmas?
I've got no idea.
I wouldn't have thought daisies are springy summertimey, aren't they? I would have thought by Michaelmas daisies would be,
not around.
Not around.
I think you might be right. I don't know. But it's always stuck in my mind. It's funny how these things do.
Yeah.
And it's offering no value to me as an adult. There were lines from a play that I did when I was 9.
Isn't it funny though how things like that stick in your mind though, just randomly? It's like earlier on this morning. I don't know why. I mean, we sing generally when Becky and I get together, but Becky and I were sort of singing various songs, and Grace, one of our social media team, she was in here and she was just like, how do you remember all the words to all of those songs? And it's just...
Oh, hold on a minute. Let's just be clear as to the song we were singing.
Okay.
We were singing the words from Ice Ice Baby, and we both knew all the rap.
Oh, right, stop.
Collaborate and listen. I'm not singing anymore.
Ice is back with the brand new invention.
But we did. We knew. No, we can't do anymore. I can't do anymore. There's something about it. Just sounds a bit wrong me singing a rap song.
Why does it?
I don't know. I just
rap
feel,
whilst you're soft crafting.
Rap while I'm crafting.
Rapping.
I can't do that. I can't do that. So we've just stitched across here. This is our piece of vinyl.
Quickly change the
that we've got.
subject.
Huh?
Look how quickly you changed the subject.
I know. This is a piece of vinyl we stitched over the top, a piece of binding we stitched over the top of the vinyl. And this is to create this part of the bag. So this is going to be this kind of section over here. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the side parts of the little booklet, the little bag.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting the right pieces together. So this is going to be my base piece. And then I need to find pieces I'm going to sew. So I've just got too many samples over here. That's the problem. Right, so these are my side pieces, my side panels. So here I've got my outer fabric, sorry, my lining fabric with my interfacing, and I've got my outer fabric with my wadding on there. And what I want to do is I want to push these two pieces together. I'm going to make like a little fold in here, and I'm just going to stitch that together. I'm just going to see if I've got the measurements to hand so I can show you. It's a mark of 2 inches down. So if I use this as my piece here, 2 inches down, and then we're just going to fold that over like that, and then stitch down here to that 2-inch mark down here. And that's going to create a little fold in our fabric, almost like a little pleat. So I'm just going to fold this over now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a couple of clips here. And this is where, I was saying about using the clips become invaluable to you, because you've got quite a lot of thick fabric here and you want to make sure you stitch it all together. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to stitch down to that point there.
Just to say as well, very busy for this collection. You've got your zips in a row, your glue, your quilting clips, scissors included in there as well. It is a great collection because not only do you get all of the templates to make all of the bags, you get some kind of really sort of essential tools as far as your soft craft is concerned. Basically works out, if you go for the Showstopper deal, you get £32 or $47 worth of extra goodies for just over £22 or $21. That's the reason to go for the Showstopper. New launch, plus all of those goodies at a fraction of the price, and you're also getting the discount off that brand new launch as well. So it's kind of £80, $109 for £40 or $56 if you're a Platinum member, or indeed if you're shopping for the first time today, because you can sign up to Club Inspire for free, get 20% off your first order, get in the club. You'll get 250 points to get you started, which will mean you will get 5% off every order after that, until you reach the next stage, which is silver, gold, platinum and beyond. Jill, I knew somebody would know, says Michaelmas daisies are taller than the ones you used to make with daisy chains. Quite leggy, if I remember correctly.
More like an aster.
Pardon?
More like an aster.
If you say so. Oh, aster's like a big daisy.
Yeah, so I suppose the kind of the daisies that we've got in the collection are more like the daisies you have in a bouquet, aren't they? Or rather than the ones that you would sit on by accident when you're supposed to be doing PE.
Yeah. But anyway, they're quite leggy. I seem to remember a more lilac colour, says Jill.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we are going to take a short little break. We're going to come back to the project that Becky's on. But listen, as a matter of urgency, you need to get checking out on the Daisy collection, because it's so popular, and we only have a limited amount of stock when it comes to the Showstopper, where you'll get £30 or $40 worth of free Nature's Garden goodies. And once that bundle is gone, I mean, you'll still be able to get the brand new launch, but you won't get all of the added extras as well. So let's take a short break, get to the checkout, stock up on all of those consumables as well. And when we come back, we'll have more from this brand new launch, and more. We'll have a good look at the Daisy collection too.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Becky's right on the Michaelmas Daisies. Michaelmas Daisies are a stalwart of late summer and autumn borders, flowering from August through to October. I didn't doubt you. There's a Michaelmas daisy to suit every garden, it says. Thank you, Rachel, for sending this through. They come in shades of white, purple, blue and pink.
Oh,
Michaelmas
okay.
daisies. And Betty Weaver, hello lovely Betty, says, Becky, you always explain things so they aren't intimidating to me. I might need to give sewing a go in 2023. New craft.
Definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
Well,
if you don't like what you sew, just throw it in the bin and start again.
exactly right. We're going to go back to that project, but I must just do a quick ooga, warning, ooga, warning. You know the brand new Delightful Daisies collection, yeah? Launching officially today, officially launching at 6 o'clock tonight. We've done a sneaky peek preview of it for you this morning. Full collection for £79.20 if you're platinum, or $103.20 with that huge saving that you can see just there. And this collection where we're also giving you the grab bag with £30, $40 worth of free goodies. Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone. We won't be doing it again. Almost half of the stock has gone. We're 45 minutes into the show. Almost half of the stock has gone.
We don't have any left, do we?
No.
We'll have to tell Sarah not to come in.
You better. I'm not gonna.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
You can do the old. Sarah, it's all gone. We will have stock of the Delightful Daisies collection for the later show, but the way this is going, the Showstopper with the freebies will not be here. So please, whatever you do, if you want to buy this collection and get the freebies, get it this morning, because if you jump in tonight at 6 o'clock, you're going to be disappointed. You'll be like, oh, I could have got all the freebies, but I didn't. I waited. I went and made some breakfast, had a cup of coffee. I didn't get it. And now I wish I'd listened to Ben. I mean, he talks sense sometimes. By the way, also, if you are getting the Showstopper deal, do make sure that you stock up on the consumables as well. We've got a smaller bundle where you can get the 12x12, 6x6, some vellum, and more of the A4 linen cardstock included as well. So I think a lot of people will probably go that way, get the Showstopper, and then, I mean, look at the deal on this, £36 or $48. That is crazy. Paper card and vellum, add it into your basket, particularly if you're shopping in the US and you're platinum, because that will get you your free shipping as well. It'll take you over that threshold. But please go quickly. We'll keep you updated on the stock of that, but we're almost at half the stock of that Showstopper with the grab bag. Let's go. Right, back to our other big launch today with the brand new bag making dies. We are currently in the midst of a demo. Like Becky said, we're not going to get like the full project done here, but it's just a bit of a start on it, isn't it? Because it's an afternoon project, really. This
is. They're not these kind of quick things I can just do in 10 minutes. And they're going to take a little bit of time. And obviously with bags as well, you want to make sure everything sort of matches up. So I'm going to get as much of this done today in this show, and then I will finish it off in Wake Up Call. Although I won't make both of those little pouch bags because they're both exactly the same. I'm only making one. So that's why we're sort of saying it takes a little bit of an afternoon to put together. But they're very, very, very simple. As we said, we have got videos for you to watch as well, so it should make it easier for you. So I'll carry on with what I've been doing. So this is making the side panels. So this is a bit, I've just sort of stitched along here, and that creates that little kind of tuck, almost like a little vent that we've got here. And then we're going to use some of this binding. And I'm going to pop the binding over the top of here, just like we did with the vinyl. Again, I find it easier when you've got sort of thick fabrics to use these clips. I just think they're a little bit simpler, and then I'm going to stitch that together. Now, you will notice that I use all sorts of different coloured thread when I'm sewing here. Obviously, if I was doing this at home, I'd be matching my thread with my fabric. But here, I just use whichever thread I happen to have in the machine, to be honest, because I haven't got enough time to keep changing. So we're just going to stitch along here. And we're going to stitch along. Oops. I'm going to try and stitch along here. Hold on 1 second.
Computer? That's a sewing machine, Ben, not a computer.
Hold on.
Sewing machine says no.
Yeah, just got a little bit of a tangle there. It's always the way with a sewing machine. They're not. They can be quite temperamental at times.
Never work with children, animals.
Or sewing machines.
That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you imagine if you're doing a show with small children and a sewing, well, not small children, but any size children and a sewing machine. not small children. That would be difficult.
With animals running around as well.
With a dog, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't teach my daughter how to sew. I got my mum to do it. There you go.
Oh, your mum taught your daughter?
Yeah. Well, my mum was yeah. I think because I was working and I didn't really have time, and my mum was not working, and she had the. And my mum is the expert.
Really?
My mum was a costume designer.
Ah.
So
more of an expert than you?
Oh, much more expert than me. Ah. Much more expert than me.
Am I dreaming that she's been on like a wake-up call or something? Or
No.
No, I'm dreaming that.
I brought pictures when we did. We were doing shows last year. I brought pictures of things that my parents had made over the years, but yeah, she's not been on. So we're going to do, this is the base. So we've got the base outside fabric, and then we've got the lining here. So you can see from all of these pieces we're putting together, we've already got the lining. So it's a little bit different to some of the other bags that you may have seen me make over time. In those that we make the outside of the bag first of all, we make the lining, and we basically sort of put the outside of the bag inside the lining and sort of turn it all around. We're making these slightly differently because these bags put together, and then all those raw edges are hidden with binding going around the edge. So actually, whilst this one is, you've got zips to put in, and they can look a little bit complicated, I would have said this is probably one of the easier ones to do.
Okay.
I would say actually the storage roll is the easiest. This one's the next, and then this one is probably the one that's going to take a little bit of time. It's not complicated. It's just got lots of elements in it, so it just takes a little bit of time getting everything lined up. But this is quite easy because you can hide all those rough edges, all those raw edges, with the binding fabric that you're going to be using. So we've got our lining fabric. This is our base down here, and then we've got our two sides. So we're going to put the sides like this, and we're going to stitch them together. So you're going to get a nice sort of clean shape inside on the lining, and then out here you're going to have this raw edge which we're going to hide with the binding a little bit later. So I'm going to pop that on there and then stitch through. So if you're finding that your sewing machine is struggling to go through all these layers of fabric, there's a number of things you can do. So you can replace the foot for a quilting foot, which is like a walking foot, which is specifically for when you're doing quilting, and it basically sort of lifts up the fabric. It sort of walks over the top of the fabric, really. I haven't got one to hand, but I have got one to show you on the show. I'll bring it out later on so you can have a look and see what it looks like. They're really quite useful. So if you're using something that's quite thick, that's quite useful to do, and not necessarily just for quilting. So we're going to do the same on the other side here. We're going to clip those together.
So as long as you've got the correct feet, because I'm thinking potentially of people, maybe you've done a bit of soft craft before, and maybe they're digging the sewing machine out of the loft or wherever it might be. You don't need like a super duper sewing machine to work with these, do you?
No, I mean, I was just going to get the feet out that we've got on this machine so you can have a look. The ones that you're going to use for this demonstration, or making these, are your zipper foot, which looks like this, looks like a little shoe. And that's because you use that because it will allow you to stitch quite close to the zip.
Yeah.
This is your normal foot. They all look slightly different. I use this one a lot, which is my 1/4 inch seam foot. So it means that my fabric sort of butts to the edge of this, it's not a blade, but like this piece. So when I stitch through the middle, it's always going to be 1/4 inch. This is the one I tend to have as a default on my machine.
Yeah.
But it's not great for when you're stitching, when you're doing bags, because you've got lots of layers. You might be stitching over lots of different things. So this is the one that I would use for this. But if you've got, these come pretty much, not probably not that one, but these come as standard with all sewing machines. So if you just bought a machine and you're not sure what to do, there's loads of videos anyway.
Yeah.
But these are the two that you're going to be using, a zipper foot and your normal general foot for your machine.
Good stuff.
It's full of useless information, I am.
How many sewing machines have you got?
Too many.
You can't even
1,
count them.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
6. 6.
46.
No, 6.
Oh,
6.
6. 4, but no 6.
6. So I just recently purchased a new one for myself for Christmas. It's not like a super duper, overly complicated machine. In fact, it's really simple. It's not computerized at all, but it is more of like an industrial sewing machine. So it's good for a bit of a workhorse, I suppose.
It's amazing again now, isn't it? I mean, not that I know a huge amount about sewing machines, but I've sold a few and seen a few over the years I've been working. It's amazing now, like how technical sewing machines can be. I still remember my mum used to sew a lot and make a lot, but before that, my nan, her mum, used to have a machine like with the
A treadle. Yeah.
It's like there's a singer, like a singer's the big name, isn't it? One of the big names. Yeah, one of the singer sewing machines.
And I think you can get, the reality is, you only really use one stitch.
Well,
maybe
yeah,
two.
I suppose.
There are, I've got some great machines that have got hundreds of stitches, but I might use a little bit as a bit of decoration, but generally I use a running stitch, or I use a zigzag. You don't tend to use that much more.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've pinched one of my mum's sewing machines while I was doing some work, and I haven't given it back to her.
Is that one of the 6?
Yeah, and I haven't given it back to her because I said, look, I'll go and get it serviced before I give it back to you, because I used it quite a lot.
Yeah.
And she's been using the sewing machine that I got free with a magazine from my daughter when she was little.
A sewing machine that you got free with a magazine?
Yeah, it was like £50.
How did they put that on the shelf?
I mean, it's just it came free with a magazine subscription, I think is probably the better thing to say. But it came free with this, it's a very, very simple machine. It's not complicated. And my mum made all her Christmas decorations using it, because it doesn't have super duper speeds on it and things like that. It's just very, very simple, and then it doesn't go wrong.
So even then, if you hadn't got a sewing machine, is what we're saying, if you wanted to get involved in this, you don't have to spend a huge amount of money to get a super duper next level sewing machine. Something quite simple will do the job.
Absolutely, yeah. Unless you're going to be doing something, if you're going to be sewing things like denim and curtains, where it needs to go through lots and lots of fabric, lots and lots of thick fabric, you need something a bit stronger. But other than that, just your general bog standard sewing machine, even a real cheap one that you may have got with a magazine subscription, is absolutely fine. So you can see here now I've created this. This is the base and the sides of your bag. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting it together in order to finish it off. So this is going to be my back piece of my bag, and then I need to use what have I done with that little piece that I made earlier? Oh no, Becky, what have you done?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for that. Got too many things. So my bag is going to look that's going to be the back of it. And then this is going to be the bit that goes over the top. So you can see how that's beginning to look. So very, very simple to pop everything together. We're just going to line it up. We're going to clip it, and we'll stitch around the outside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside. Boop, 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 boop.
Lillian wants to know, Becky, so you talked about your sewing machines. Do you have a big collection of die cutting machines as well?
I threw away the one that I didn't use anymore because it wasn't very good, and I don't need another one because I've got a couple of Geminis.
I was going to say, the one you threw away, we hasten to add, was not one of ours.
It wasn't, no.
All of ours are amazing.
The one I got, the other one, I did get for free when I started doing.
The magazine?
No, when I started doing Papercraft, I was given that one by the other company I was working for. But it wasn't. It was a brand that was a die cutting machine that is no longer available.
Right.
Because it just doesn't. It's not very good. So I do have. I've got a couple of Geminis. I've got a couple. I've got three.
So more than a couple.
Well, yeah, a couple is sort of three, isn't it?
So it's a bit more than, three's a bit more than a couple, isn't it?
Do you reckon? I don't know if that's
a couple's
the case.
two, but we'll let you off. I've got a great Gemini machine. I've got it on long loan. I met this Scotsman once. Yeah, he works here. And
Oh
he was
yeah.
like,
Did you just pop over to his house and, while he wasn't looking, just...
I borrowed it for a project I needed about 2 years ago, and then I've just sort of kept it.
Oh, well, why not? That's all right as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. I've realised I haven't done the pocket. I need to do a pocket in here. So I've got my pieces of fabric here. I've got lining fabric with my interfacing on it, and then I've got another piece of fabric on here. I haven't got anything on that because it doesn't need to be. But what I want to do is I want to put right sides together, and then I'm just going to stitch along the top, and then I'm going to overstitch in order to finish off that pocket. So I'll quickly do that.
Okay.
How much longer have I got on this demo?
Oh, it's up to...
5 minutes.
Producer Nicola has said 5 minutes. We've got producer Nicola and Georgia the joystick steering the good ship craft today. Nicola's just given us a whoop, and George has just gone, hello. I don't know why he's putting that, but he's just gone, hello, like that. Oh, George. Normally he goes...
Hello, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was.
Did you? Oh, well, as long as you enjoyed it. I wouldn't describe him, George as... stop, Ben. Stop talking. Stop talking.
I don't know what you're going on about, Ben, but you're getting yourself into trouble.
George is, he's a lovely, lovely bloke. Talk to me about your machines as well, because I'm loving the chat that's coming through. Who's got more than 6 sewing machines? Mo says, I've got 2 sewing machines, 1 embroidery machine and 1 serger.
Oh, that's an overlocker.
Oh, and I was going to say an overlocker,
No,
yeah.
I do have an overlocker, and I'd never used it. I was a bit frightened by it, and then I was like, oh no, this is silly. I'm going to get it out and I'm going to use it. And I loved it. And then about 15 minutes after I started using it, exploded.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I need to get that repaired.
Ow.
I know, that was very silly of me. I just don't think I'm very safe with electronic equipment, she says, in a studio full of
electrics. Just don't touch anything. Apart from the sewing machine, we'll let you touch that.
Or the iron that's underneath
Or
it.
the iron, yes.
So I've stitched along here, and then I folded that over, and then I want to do a little bit of stitching over the top, but I've already done that. Here's what I've done earlier, and that's going to create my little pocket that I'm going to be putting inside here. So I'm going to pop that in there first of all, in order to... what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to clip this all together so you can see how it's going to look, and then that's going to be the bit, that's where I'm going to stop, and then we're going to do finish off that demo later on, because I think that's a fair thing to show you. So I've done that here. Now what you could do, I think this looks nice that way. What you could do is you could do a little bit of stitching here, just some basting stitches, just to get everything in place, which is probably what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to place that over the top here and clip that there. Clip those bits together. That's exactly what I was thinking, Nicola.
Nicola's singing for us today.
I don't even know what's
together.
Yeah.
She just thinks she sang it again. Not quite sure what that is, but I'm quite enjoying it.
But I quite like that song, but I don't know what it is.
It's an original apparently. Mo Craft says, isn't there going to be a sew along in the future sometime? I've not heard about that.
There's going to be a craft along tomorrow.
A craft along sew along.
Craft along sew. I'm really sorry, and I'm apologising in advance
Why aren't you apologising
I'm on all
for?
day tomorrow.
No, we love that.
So I'm doing a sew along tomorrow.
Who is? Corinne?
Yeah. Yeah, so
That's
we're doing
amazing.
craft along tomorrow. So I'm making a bag. I don't know if I've got a little picture of it somewhere. So I'm making a little toiletry bag.
It'll probably go up on the socials then soon, won't it? Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant, the first ever sew along.
Yeah, and we're hoping that the sewing machine plays along and doesn't go wrong. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to get all the sewing machines ready.
Yeah.
So I can just sort of, no, they're not my sewing machines.
No.
Because I've got 6 and that'd be too many to have here. But we're going to do a sew along tomorrow.
Well, that's amazing. Make sure you tune in. What time will that be?
That's a
2. Oh, 6.
6
p.m. tomorrow, 1 o'clock
tomorrow.
Eastern. Amazing.
Very exciting. Yeah. I hope it goes all right.
It'll be fine. It'll be amazing.
So what we've got down here is we've got all of that pinned together, and then we're going to stitch along these sides, and then that's going to create that inner part of the bag. And then the next thing we need to do is attach the vinyl piece. So once it's all been sewn together, we're going to attach this in exactly the same way. So we'll use the clips to clip that together like that and stitch along the edges, and that's going to create that first part of that bag. And then we're going to be putting a zip into the top of it. We're also going to be popping the binding all around the edge. But that effectively is the start of that bag, which is going to eventually look like that.
Amazing. Love it so much. More with the bag making Showstopper deal, and lots more hints and tips as far as your soft craft is concerned coming up at 2 o'clock. Hi to Rosalind, who says, one of my sewing machines is as old as me. It's hard to find places to repair them in my area. And Michelle says, don't be embarrassed, Becky, about the number of Gemini machines you have. I have an OG, Pro, Go, Mini and MIDI. Web Goddess 63, aka Betty on YouTube, says, I have 3 sewing machines, 1 serger and 1 commercial machine. And Rachel's just sent me a pic. Is that what you're doing tomorrow?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, there we go. That's it. Glam.
And I'm doing a bit of ribbon weaving.
Nice. Is that a 2-hour show then?
It is, yeah.
I was going to say, because they're normally like an hour at the weekend. I was thinking you probably need a little bit longer.
Yeah, definitely need 2 hours for that. I timed myself doing it. It was 1 hour and 47 minutes.
Well, perfect.
So it should be ideal.
13 minutes for Corinne to have a bit of a natter.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're done.
And a bit of time in case it goes wrong.
Exactly right. If you want to go for this bag making Showstopper deal, you get the brand new launch that we've got for you today. So you've got the templates to be able to make your detachable pouches, your storage roll and your double zip pouches too. And then on top of that, you're also going to get your zips on a roll, your textile glue, your quilting clips and your scissors too. Plus the vinyl's thrown in as well, of course. Basically, all of the other goodies that you get within the Showstopper deal are worth £32 or $47. You pay just an extra £22 or $21 to get everything else there. If you do just want to go for the templates on their own, of course you can do that, but the main value for money is to go for that Showstopper. It should be £89, $109, but you're paying only £40 or $56 today. We're going to have to talk about the Daisy collection in just a few moments' time, because the delightful daisies are disappearing. There's a good bit of alliteration for you there. The delightful daisies are disappearing, so don't delay. Daintily, yes. I'll say they won't be here later, that doesn't work. The full collection, brand new today, is worth £169, $210. We're going up 70 quid off, or $81. It's launched, so we'll just smash the price down. And then if you're Platinum, you still get your discount. All of our Club Inspire members get your discount wherever you are, but Platinum members, you're down at £79.20, $103.20. And the next few people who manage to check out their baskets will also get a free grab bag, which is worth over £30, over $40. We have only a limited stock of that available. The Showstopper deal will sell out. We are fast approaching half the stock gone on that, and I'm sure after we've done a quick break in just a second, more of it will have disappeared. Don't wait till later. If you're going for the Showstopper deal, don't wait till tonight, because chances are, whilst we'll have the main collection, we won't have the Showstopper deal with the added £30, $40 worth of free goodies. So get to the checkout. Add in more of those consumables as well, and we'll come back and look at this collection in full. Doing my alliteration, see. We'll look at this collection in just a few moments' time. I'm going to go and put my teeth in as well.
Welcome to Crafters TV, with more than 35 hours of live shows It's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Moseby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You're right.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and do the tapping with the and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some.
I'm just manoeuvring into place everything that I need to show you when it comes to the Daisies collection. The Showstopper, says Michelle Parsons, and Delightful Daisy collection have surged, see what you did there, into my basket. Then I sewed up the deal, says Michelle.
Oh, that's good.
I love that. That is brilliant. And Carletta Morris on Facebook. Oh, someone's beaten you. Carletta's got 7 machines.
Oh.
She says, I need to do more sewing. I mean, that is a machine, isn't it, for every room of the house, pretty much. It would be in my house. Amazing. Anyway, we're going from Softcraft to Papercraft with the brand new launch of our Delightful Daisies Complete Collection. We are just shy of half the stock of the Showstopper gone. We're so busy for this collection, I can't even tell you. It's been the most anticipated launch of the year so far. When we gave you a sneak peek of this at the weekend, you guys were losing your minds. And what we've done is we've popped together the whole collection for you in a Showstopper deal where we give you £30 or $40 worth of free product on top of everything that you're seeing here for free. Now, what I will say and just reiterate as we go through this, the Showstopper deal is going to sell out. We don't have thousands and thousands of these. Literally, I think maybe a couple of hundred left, something like that. We don't have huge amounts of stock available for you on this. So get in early if you want to go for the Showstopper deal, because you're going to get everything that I'm showing you here. We will have the collection available for you later on the official launch, but chances are the added extras won't be there. But look at everything that you're going to get with a £70, $80 saving off launch today. So first time you've seen this officially, and we're just saying have £70, $80 off. You're getting a beautiful 12x12 paper pad. I mean, it is simply stunning. Our guys, again, just, I think, churn out the most beautiful paper pads. And again, when you think about your daisies, your florals, all of the occasions that you can use these for year round, just one of the most happiest, most beautiful flowers for birthdays and celebrations, you know, for anniversaries. Not that we like to talk about it so much, but you know, these suitable as well for those sympathy cards. But the front and back of the papers that you're going to get in here are just immense. The detail is beautiful. Love the fact that we've gone with that sort of wood effect on the back of a lot of the papers within this collection, and of course the reverse is going to match up beautifully with the front of your papers as well. 36 double-sided sheets you're getting in the 12x12. Go through these just a little bit quicker because Becky's got some gorgeous finished cards to show you, and I think you guys love it when we see those finished samples. You're getting the 6x6 pad included too, so that just mirrors the 12x12 but in smaller form. And then on top of that, we're also going to give you your vellums, 24 sheets in the vellum. Once again, that's 8x8, and as you can see, that all matches up absolutely perfectly. So again, if you're new and this is going to be your first collection, what a collection to buy. And secondly, everything matches for you. All the hard work has been done. Now, as far as that's concerned, you're then going to get flower forming foam on top of all of this, because you're going to be making your own foam flowers within this set. So you've got 12 sheets of the flower forming foam included in there. We're also going to give you 24 sheets of our A4 luxury linen card, and again, all of the colours that you can see there, 6 colours, you're getting 4 sheets of each, double-sided with that linen effect. Everything matches. There's no kind of having to think about, oh, I'm going to have to delve into my stash to find the right colours. Everything is there. It's all done for you. And then on top of that, as far as consumables are concerned, you're going to get the delightful Daisies ribbon as well, that seam binding ribbon. And look again, it all matches like we have thought about it. So those are your consumable elements, but there's so much more to show you within the bundle, because on top of that, you're going to get the most beautiful 3D embossing folder. This is cute, this is stunning. And again, talk about New Year, New Craft. Want an easy card right here? This is it. I mean, all you literally need to do, run this through with your cardstock, add a bit of colour, add some of that ribbon, pop a sentiment on, boom, you've got an absolutely beautiful, quick, easy, stunning card. Great for batch making these folders. You've got beautiful border dies in here, that's the spring border. You've got lovely embellishments in here as well, that's the spring accessory. So, you know, again, with your florals, you want some of those garden creatures, so we've popped some butterflies, you've got the dragonfly in there, the heart in there too. Lovely way for you to be able to add extra detail to your cards. Charming daisy, again, beautiful if you love to do a bit of colouring and paper piecing. That's screaming to be paper pieced. Then you've got your blossoming daisies. These are the ones that I think you're going to be using with your flower forming foam to create these beautiful decorative elements as far as the foam is concerned. Of course, the dies you'll be able to use with your papers and your vellums too. Then we've got edgeables in here, that gorgeous daisy chain, going to look absolutely super on the edges of your cards and your albums and your scrapbook pages. You've got a dainty daisy die included in there too, which is beautiful. And I think maybe my favourite set in this collection is the Daisy Bloom. Yeah, I really like this because you've got a nice big size stamp in there, which is going to be a great focal point for, you know, your projects, whether it's a card, a box, or whatever it might be. But I love the fact we've created this system where sometimes we bring you collections where the die to be able to cut out your image is in a couple of pieces. And that's great for the fact that if you want to cut it out as a whole, you can, but it also allows you to place it maybe on the side of your card. It gives you more versatility as to where the actual image is going to go. But all of those stamps, all of the dies, and again, you've got lovely sentiments in here in die and stamp form too. That's the full collection that you're going to get for $79.20 or $103.20, but that is not where it ends. Because if you pick up the Showstopper deal, we just go, have an extra £30 or $40 worth of product on the house. You're going to get in this. Huh?
We're kind like that.
We can't. Some would call it kind. Some would call it
mental.
Yes, and that other word as well that you just said, Nicola, ludicrous. That we give you this for free. Nature's Garden Farmhouse. Love this collection when we brought it to you. This is kind of like, it's actually called your Make Your Day Bloom, but it's like a build your own bouquet collection because you've got the stamps and dies there with the little receptacle, the little vase to build up your own little floral bouquet. That's included for free. You're then also going to get the fabulous frame which comes from the Sunflowers collection. Again, beautiful stamped image with your die to be able to cut that out. You're going to get your gnomes. The gnome boy is included, Sven. So he's there in stamp and die form. And what I love about Sven is that you can kind of build him up. He's got his little fishing rod in there, so you can go fishing. He can play his ukulele. He's got his barbecue in there too. And you've even got the stencils, so you can design his own little costume in there. And then you've got, from the Secret Garden collection, that beautiful Garden Gateway cut and embossed folder. All of that totals £30 or $40. You have got it for free. Nada, nothing, zilch, zip, zero. I mean, incredible, really. We are almost at half the stock gone of the Showstopper collection. The delightful Daisies collection will be here later on for launch. I cannot guarantee, in fact, I'm going to put it out there now and say, I don't think we're going to have any of the Showstopper deal remaining come launch tonight, which means you won't be able to get all of the added extras. What I would say is, get this checked out right now, and also, because we know that you love to kind of give your collections longevity, add in the extra card and paper bundle as well, because that is available on the website. And I know a lot of you are probably already thinking about doing that, but you are going to get in there extras of your 12x12, 6x6, 8x8 vellum, and your A4 included. So definitely worth adding that in, particularly if you are in the US and you're a platinum member, because that will get you over your free shipping threshold. Let's have a look at some finished cards with Becky, because
they are stunning.
They are beautiful.
I don't know whether anyone else does the same as me, but when I see a collection that I really like, I go back and I screenshot all the cards.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know, sometimes when I need a little bit of inspiration, because sometimes you get the collection and you don't get a chance to look at it until a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And you might forget. But you can see these are absolutely stunning, these cards. They look beautiful. Using all those different elements, using the stamps, using the dies, and they are absolutely stunning. And the colours are just so beautiful. Because when you think of Daisies, you just think of white and yellow, don't you? You don't think of any of the other colours, but all those blues go in there as well, and those greens. I mean, I love the fact that a lot of these samples have got something inside. I really like that. I think that's sort of something that I tend to do. I tend to put something inside my card to balance it out. I think they look absolutely stunning. And do you remember, if you've not made any cards before, the double-sided paper pads that we have, if you're not sure about what colours go with what, the opposite side will go with one side, won't they?
Exactly right.
So it makes it nice and simple for you. You can see, looking at all of these different card designs that we've got here, they've made some absolutely stonkingly good cards with all of those colours. And lots of different, like I say, blues and yellows, but lots of those green colours as well in here. A few more samples that you've got here too. They are, I loved looking at these. When I saw all the details of all the things that were coming out, I did screenshot a lot of the cards, and I thought they were really lovely. But I particularly like the flower forming foam. I think that is a massively underrated product, and I think it looks great. I mean, they need a little bit of moving around after they've been sort of packaged up. Yeah. But I love that whole idea of making it look totally 3D. This one in particular, I saw this one. I think Craig and Debbie had it on the other day. Those 3 panels, they look so beautiful. Now, for me, I am working on my Chinese New Year cards at the moment, and these panels, for me, I'm going to cut those out of gold, use them with red, and that's going to be my base for my New Year's card.
When is Chinese New Year?
Next weekend, next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So really, really beautiful cards here. All of those, so really sort of mellow, calming colours, the blues and the yellows and those greens. And I do think, I remember not driving because I was small and a child, but I remember going to school one morning and we were a bit early and we stopped off and there was a meadow, which sounds really idyllic, but actually I don't know why this random meadow was near where we lived, but we were early and we were sort of sitting there with my friend and my mum, and we were using sort of like buttercups to check whether we liked butter.
We like butter or margarine.
And they're making little daisy chains. And we were little, we were really, really young, under 6, under 7. But it's such an evocative plant. It really sort of reminds you of the summers, those lazy days. I think that's a beautiful collection, really, really lovely.
Absolutely stunning. Of course, you can pick this up right now, but don't miss out on it. Please don't wait until later on, because you will be, I think, sadly disappointed if you want to get the grab bag included too. $79.20 platinum price on this, or $103.20 if you're shopping in the US. Look at the saving you're making, brand new today, and we're saving you £70 or $81. It is absolutely ridiculous. I urge you to grab it, and I know A lot of you might be thinking, well, I haven't got the budget for it. Christmas has just gone by. Even though it's such a great price, if you are someone perhaps who's loving it and you're thinking, I can't stretch to the full collection, you can buy individuals. So if you want to pick and choose, you can do. And if you spend over £50 or $50, then you will get an extra 10% off your shop. So absolutely worth checking that out as well. Right, I'm very excited for this next part of the show because...
no pressure.
No, I'm really excited because our soft craft queen is now going to, for the first time on Crafters TV, do a papercraft demo. But like you said, you are quite an experienced paper crafter anyway, aren't you?
Well, I have been doing, I think everyone starts off doing paper crafts. You all remember making cards for, you know, your mum and your dad at Christmas when you're at school or that sort of thing. But so I do paper craft. But this is the first time I've done paper craft on Crafters TV, so it's quite exciting. And I'm very excited that I've got a launch to do because, and it's one of my favourite flowers. So, yeah. I mean, it's win-win-win all across the board here for me today. And so what I'm going to be doing is one of the demonstrations using one of these dies. So this is a dainty daisy die. So this is this particular die that we were looking at earlier. It's quite a big die. It's going to be a really pretty design for you to use. So I'm going to be using this. I've already cut some already. A bit of glue on there, that's no good. And I'm just going to be cutting them out of some ordinary white card. I am going to... Now, it's interesting. I was talking to one of the other craft experts about when you use tape. So when I use our tape for cutting something using our die cutting machine when it's fabric, I always put the tape on my actual on the actual base of my fabric, on the fabric plate, and nobody else does. They just put it on the actual card because they don't need to worry about that. So I thought it was quite interesting how we all use different things in different ways. Yeah. So just running that through the Gemini, I could have been more sensible and done everything in one go, but we're just going to take that off here. So see that here. Now you've got some beautiful embossing in this particular die. You can see here you've got all of those individual petals, but you've also got that base part, that centre part. And with a daisy, it almost looks like, I always think it looks like tiny little bumblebees. It's like little tiny sort of fluffy dots in there. You've got lots and lots of texture on here, and you've also got all this texture on your leaves as well. So it's one of those dies, you're going to be able to get a lot out of that. And if you're going to be using your flower forming foam, you probably wouldn't want to use it for the actual stems because you need something a bit thicker. You could of course run a piece of wire down the back of that and make it more 3D. But actually I think on the actual flower head you could use that flower forming foam and make a really, really pretty design as well as using the other ones that come with it. So I'm going to use some of our Spectrum Noir pens, and I'm going to be just putting a little bit, just get a piece of card here for me to use. I'm just going to be using some of our yellow in here, and I'm effectively going to be dotting on here to get that kind of feel to it, like so. And then I might use, see what around here, again, just getting those different textures in there, but dotting all the way through because you don't need it to be very smooth here. You want that kind of texture that you're going to get with the centre part of that daisy, which I think looks absolutely beautiful around here. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this is the ice blue blend around here, just in the centre parts, or just at the base where you've got that centre of your flower. You just want to flick your pen around the edge to get that kind of feel around here on your petals. So I want a few different kind of strokes, some long ones as well as some short ones to get that kind of feel to it. Around here.
Some lovely comments coming through. Lots of people loving the fact that we're seeing you in a little different crafty discipline. Jennifer's asking, who does Becky make Chinese New Year's card for? It's got me very curious.
So you've missed out. I am Chinese. I'm the least Chinese-looking person you will ever meet, but my grandfather was from China.
Yeah.
And we do celebrate Chinese New Year at home. In fact, my daughter's going back to university tomorrow, but she's coming back for New Year.
Oh.
So she's not coming away for long. So we have, we used to have a big party. It's become quite difficult now because actually cooking Chinese food en masse is quite difficult. We used to do it a lot when my uncle was alive because he was a great chef.
Yeah.
And he used to sort of commandeer the kitchen with all of my aunts and uncles, and they used to basically cook for all of us.
Yeah.
Whereas now, it sort of falls to all the cousins and none of us can really be bothered. That's not the way to be. But I'm going out for a New Year meal with a friend.
Oh, nice.
And we'll have decorations up at home, and we'll have New Year just with the family, I think, this year.
Just the silly question, but I'll ask it anyway. Does the date change every year?
Yeah, quite often it can be anywhere from the 21st of January up until sort of towards the end of February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changes. It's to do with the moon.
And what year is it going to be this year?
It's rabbit this year.
Ah,
and I am a rabbit.
I always thought that.
So
I always thought that.
you always thought I was a rabbit?
Yeah. And what does that signify, year of the rabbit?
I've got no idea.
Oh, delving too deep now.
No, I don't know. But do you know the story of the animals?
No.
For Chinese New Year. So basically, I won't remember it verbatim.
Okay.
But it was, I think the emperor was deciding who was going to be they were going to have, the animals were going to have different years. And they were all the animals were arguing over who was going to be first. And so they had a competition. They had to swim across the river.
Oh, yeah.
And can't remember which one it was. One of the animals, the big animals, was doing particularly well. And it looked like that big animal was going to win.
Yeah.
But the rat was clever. And the rat snuck onto the back of the big animal while it was going across the river. And as they came to the shore, the rat then ran down the nose of the bigger animal, and then the rat became the winner.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't remember word for word what it was, but that is effectively the story of,
I just remember what the year the rabbit symbolises.
What's that?
It symbolises longevity, positivity, auspiciousness, wittiness.
Oh, thank goodness you remembered this.
Cleverness. What was the other thing? Deafness, and also...
deafness?
No, deft.
Oh, I was going to say, I do feel slightly deaf.
No, pardon? And self-protection was the other thing. It's all of those things, the year of the
year
rabbit.
of the... Oh, I didn't know that. No. As luck would have it, you suddenly remembered.
Yeah. You know, it's funny how that happens.
So you can see how I've put that together, how I've put the colours on there. I want to give it a little bit of movement, so I'm just going to manipulate those petals. So I'm using the base, as the base, I'm using the centre of the flower, and I'm just going to move the flower, or the petals, out a little bit, just to give it a little bit of movement in there, and the same with the leaves. So not too much, it doesn't need a huge amount. But it gives it a little bit more rather than it just being completely flat. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the daisy chain die, and I'm going to use that to create the sort of base of my card. So I've already got my card base here, which is 6 by 11 3/4, and I've made a score at 5 inches there, so it folds over. And I want to put my die down here and also here to create that kind of card. Now with this die, it's got a cutting edge along here, so you can cut the edge out completely. So I want to make sure that that is in the right place. So I just want to get that in the right place, like that. And I'm going to pop that there on my card, and then run that through the machine, and do the same with this part over here as well.
I'm a goat.
You're a goat?
Yeah.
Are you?
Right, I was born in 1979. That was the goat year.
Oh, okay. So what are the things about a goat?
Oh, goat. I'll just have to...
remember.
I'll just have to remember a bit, because obviously I can remember the rabbit, as I just told you a second ago.
So I was in China when it was Year of the Pig.
When was that? How many are there? 12?
12, yeah. I can't remember how long ago it was. It wasn't that long ago that I was in China. It was a few years ago. Maybe it was maybe it was 2019, 2020, something like that.
Okay.
And they had so many Peppa Pig things. I mean,
Do they?
Yeah. Everywhere you looked, there was a Peppa Pig kind of display. It's almost like Peppa Pig had absolutely lucked out with Chinese New Year, because anything to do with Chinese New Year had Peppa Pig on it. It was mental. And you'd go around. I was in Beijing, so it was towards. It wasn't actually during Chinese New Year. It was just a little bit off, a little bit before. But lots and lots of people dressed up, walking in the street, but dressed up as Peppa Pig. In like a proper, it's almost like if you've ever been to Peppa Pig World,
yes,
where you see all the people with all the costumes. It was a little bit like that, but in Beijing. It was quite surreal. It wasn't really what I was expecting.
I remember what the goat is now.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Yeah.
that's really lucky. You're remembering.
If you're a goat like me, you're peace-loving, kind, and popular. With the addition of the wood element, the goat characteristic also thought to love peace and to be helpful and trusting. I think that just sums me up, doesn't it? Helpful, trusting, kind, peace-loving and popular. I'll take that.
It's like that song was written for you.
It's like it was. I think I want to add those words to my Instagram bio.
Which words are that? Popular?
Popular, kind, peace-loving, and what was the other thing I said I was? Helpful and trusting. Yes. And I am the goat. Greatest of all time. Thank you, George. I'd forgotten about that being the acronym. We're now all finding out what other animals
if I'm a rabbit,
yeah.
So what does that mean for me?
Rabbit.
Yeah.
You're positive.
Positive.
You're witty. You're clever.
Yeah.
And you are perhaps a little bit cautious.
Oh. I don't think I'm cautious at all.
No.
No, I think I'm.
I'd definitely say that you're witty though, and positive and clever.
Aww.
Witty, positive, clever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very kind.
Yeah.
He's after another shirt, isn't he?
What?
Nothing. So you can see here, we've run that through the Gemini, so you've got those two pieces there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put that part of the card together in the inside. So this has got some of that beautiful paper in there. And I love the fact that when we have our paper pads, we do, like you were saying earlier, with the smaller paper pads, we've not just taken a chunk out of them, we have sort of condensed everything down. We've all made it much smaller. And I think that's really nice, because quite often you do find with other companies, they've just cut a little bit out of it, a big chunk of it, and then that they've used that, which I always think is a bit of a failing. It's nice to have everything sort of miniaturised effectively. So we've got some of that beautiful linen cardstock on there as well. So I'm just going to be putting that inside I'm going to find a gem. Nope, I'm going to have to open a new one. Give me a moment.
Whilst you're doing that, Astrid says I'm a wood tiger. Wood tiger.
Wood tiger?
Yeah, wood tiger. Gilmore says, a show with two of my favourite peeps.
Oh, it's happening next week.
Hello, Ben and Becky, Team Social, Team and Crafty Peeps. Terry Anderson says, yes, Ben, you are a goat. The greatest of all time. Love you, Terry. Oh, George is a goat as well, apparently. I mean, he's just a goat. Zoe says, no, he's brilliant, he's good. Zoe says, I was born in the year of the horse, so of course I have a horse. Of course you have a horse. And Gilmore says, yes, goats are mischievous, just like Ben. Kirsty D says, my Chinese horoscope is the fire dragon.
Oh.
I do love dragons. Keep them coming. Very interesting. I'm glad we're talking about this alongside the Daisy collection. What animal you are on the Chinese horoscope? Brilliant.
If it wasn't about Chinese horoscopes, it's about an animal that you identify the most with. What would be the animal you would identify the most with?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean identify with?
Well, I don't know. If someone had to describe you as an animal, what animal would they describe you as?
I can't answer that question. I don't know how other people see me. Do I? I don't know how just watch the shows back. What animal would you be? That's hard.
I think a sloth.
A sloth?
Yeah, because I think they've got loads of hair.
Right.
And they're just...
Aren't they like really flea-ridden and like they have moths crawling through their fur and stuff?
They do green moths. We learnt about that before, didn't we? Yeah, but I just think they're just really. I want to be a sloth because I want all day long just to hang in trees, really, just sleeping.
Laura sometimes says I'm like a big bumbling bear. She says, and also I love a back scratch.
Okay.
I got my own back scratcher because Laura actually won't do it. I love a back scratch. She says that because bears love to.
Yeah, they do.
Don't they? So
like Yogi.
Yeah.
Yogi Bear.
Smarter than the average bear. Boo boo. Yeah. So maybe I'm a bear. I don't know.
I don't know. You need to let us know what animal you are.
Yeah,
secretly.
exactly.
So I've got this piece of the vellum. Now, vellum, I think, is a massively underrated product. I've got lots of vellum at home, and I was really reluctant to use it. And then we did quite a few shows about how to use vellum. So we're going to use this. We're going to make a little vase to go on the front of our card, and we're going to fill it with daisies. So I've got a square of vellum, and it is 3 inches square. Then I'm just going to fold it over and give it a roll. Like that. And I want to put a little piece of glue in here. So I'm going to put some glue in here now, and then I'm going to fold it over. But it might just be that it needs a little bit of time just to hold together. So in which case, I'm going to use some of my quilting clips because they're really useful to hold that together. So if you did need to sort of, put it together for a little bit longer, just use a quilting clip if you've got one of those, and that will create that little vase that's going to go on the front of our card. Then what I'm going to do is I've already cut out some more of my little daisies, like so, and we're going to be popping those inside that little vase.
Oh, that is really cute.
Of the card. So I've got another panel here, which has got some more of our beautiful papers with the butterflies. And of course, because we've, you can mix these with the other collections. We've got that bee collection, we've got butterfly collection, dragonfly. They're all going to work really well together, aren't they? And I think, we've all ended up with little bits of paper left over from other collections, and sometimes you don't quite know what you want to do with them. Then this is a perfect way of using them up with this new collection. So again, some of that lovely linen cardstock, and this is almost, it's not quite, it's too soft to be mustard. It's somewhere in between. It's almost like if a mustard and an apricot had a baby, that would be the card.
A mustacot.
Yeah. It would taste revolting, wouldn't it?
That would be horrible.
Absolutely foul. But yeah, you know what I mean.
I
you do know what I mean.
Somewhere in between
You know
those.
what I mean.
I know how your brain works.
Yeah, exactly. Thank goodness you do, because nobody else does. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. So I'm just using the dotty tape pen, or I would do if it was working.
We're at half the stock, by the way, now of the Showstopper deal gone. And more of that will go in between shows as you'll check out your baskets, and then of course we'll be featuring it during the New Year New Craft show at 2 o'clock, where we are obviously going to be talking more about soft craft and bag making, so more of that will disappear. I'm fairly confident that if you wait till 6 o'clock tonight, you won't be able to get the Showstopper with the freebies on top, so please grab it now, or indeed in between shows. If you're going off for a bit of breakfast or going off for your lunch, get it before you do, because you'll kick yourself if you miss out. Gilmore just says, I am really enjoying watching Becky craft with paper. Me too. Becky the sloth.
Becky the sloth.
And Melanie D says, I am loving this demo. Talking about sloths, Gilmore says, I need to look up what mine is. Chinese animal. Is there a year of the sloth?
No, there's not a year of the sloth. But if there was, it would be me.
Is there a year of the panda? He says, I really want to be a panda though.
No, I don't think there is there?
There is a panda in there, is there?
I mean...
Oh, Nicola's the year of the pigs, he's just said. She says, why does no one feel sorry for... Pigs are great animals.
I'd love a pig.
Yeah.
I'd love a pig at home.
A little miniature pig.
Well, no, I don't mind, but you can have a pig. I went in, because my husband went, you can't have a pig in the city. And I was like, actually, you can. I've looked into it.
Yeah, look at the second Babe film.
Yeah,
Babe 2, Pig in the City.
You just have to notify the council where you're going to take the pig for a walk. It has to
You've looked into this, haven't you?
Yeah, it has to be an approved walk, or approved area that you take your pig for a walk.
What would that approved area be?
Well, you just say, well, look, I'm going to walk with my pig. Yeah. Down this road and across this road and up this road, and this is going to be my route, and then the council approve it, and then you're able to take your pig out for a walk, because you can't just have a pig in your garden. You need to take it out. It needs to socialise with other pigs on the street.
If there was anybody in this team that I thought would have looked in depth into where and how you could take a pig for a walk, I would have won a lot of money on it being Becky.
I made myself cry now. I'd love to have a pig.
That'd be awesome.
Right. Little bit of ribbon. So this is really lovely. This is binding ribbon. So it doesn't have, it's not like double-edged satin ribbon that we've had before. It's got a really nice sheen to it. So a bit of double-sided on the back of that. Pop that there. And then we've got a little sentiment here. So these are the sentiments that I was saying earlier on, which I think look really, really good and very similar to the sentiments that we had on the collection for dragonflies. It's got a similar kind of feel to it, and I think they're really, really pretty. In fact, that was my biggest desire was out of that dragonfly collection was to have the sentiments more so than anything else, which I think was everyone thought was a bit weird, but I thought the sentiments were really lovely.
Are we? This is automatically, obviously, going to be the demo of the show, right? Okay.
Oh, I'm going to win demo of the show. How exciting!
You're going to win, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll have a demo from later on, obviously.
Yeah.
So you'll have 2 up against Sarah's 1.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't put money on the fact that I'm going to win, to be honest.
Well, you never know.
No, you don't.
It happened on Monday when Sarah didn't win.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We'll not talk about that. It's a bit of a sore subject.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Here's one of the dragonflies. So I've cut that out of 2 different colours. So some of that mustard cot colour that we've got there, and some of the blue, and just lay that over the top. I've only adhered it in the middle, so we can just lift those wings up and pop that there. And there we have it.
Oh, that's fantastic. I tell you what, as far as first ever Papercraft demos go on Crafters TV, couldn't have been much better than that. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
I love it so much. And everybody actually echoing the sentiment of how nice that is. Terry Anderson saying, that is beautiful, Becky. Thank you, Terry, for that lovely comment. And Marsha Earth saying, what a cute idea with the vase as well. Really beautiful. Stephen just saying, I'm going to use the pop-out vase die with this collection. It will play nicely together.
Oh, yeah.
And Melanie D just saying, I'm loving this demo. Michelle Parsons says, Becky, the picture that makes you walking a pig down the road. Lol. I can just see it now as well. I can see it now. I don't know why as well, but your pig, in my mind, has got like a little necklace on.
No, not Tiffany collar.
It's either a collar or it's got like a sparkly. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what correct pig walking attire is.
Well.
I don't know. I have to have a think about it. I reckon I need a cloak.
Well, I tell you what. We are going to look into that whilst we have a short little break. And listen, when we come back, what we will do is we'll go through this in sort of individual detail for you, because the Showstopper deal is the way to go by far. We're heading now over 50% of the stock gone there, because you get all of the freebies, all the extras, which I'll recap on. If you want to go into for individuals, you can. If you then spend more than £50 or $50 on individuals, you will get an extra 10% off. And of course, don't forget the bundle of consumables too. Now is an opportune moment to get to the checkout, get those items, and when we come back, we'll have a full roundup and recap, and then we'll be just about done. So head to the checkouts, and we'll come back in just a mo.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away. We're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. What a show. We've only got 10 minutes to go, so we are going to wrap up everything we've got on the brand new launch. By the way, do let me know in the last 10 minutes what you've shopped for, who's bought the collection, who's gone for the individuals. How many paper pads have you bought? You know who I'm talking to here. Let us know in the comments on Facebook or indeed on YouTube how many of the extra pads have you bought. Now is the time to buy, because then what you can do, see, is you can sit back all smug and all happy knowing that you've got your Showstopper collection with your freebies, and then you can sit back knowing you've got more demos coming up later on, and then the big official launch show with Sarah tonight from 6 o'clock. But in case you did want to break things down and buy smaller bundles, or indeed maybe you've gone for the full collection and you want to buy some individual elements of that bundle for a friend or a family member, let's have a look at what you can get individually. So this is that beautiful 3D embossing folder. This one's called the Daisy Meadow. I showed you this in the studio a little while ago. Really lovely, beautiful 3D embossing folder. And you know, these are creator cards in themselves as far as I'm concerned. £3.99 or $5.56 is your platinum price on that. Next is the Dainty Daisy. This is the one that you saw in the last demonstration. So again, multi-cut these, create your own daisy bouquets. Really nice, aren't they? Just for creating those little bouquets for the front of your cards, or again, you know, just cutting maybe one of these and having that as the focal point for your front of a card with a sentiment will look amazing. £4.79 or $6.36. Then we've got some edgeables in here too. That's that beautiful daisy chain. Again, saw that on the last demo. $4.79 or $6.36. The person who I was talking to about the paper pad says, "Lol, I'm working on that today." Okay, let us know, Christine, when you've done. I always like to know. Right, from the daisy chain to the charming daisy. Again, that beautiful die. I think you're going to be potentially colouring this, maybe doing a bit of paper piecing with this, maybe creating your own backgrounds, like watercolour backgrounds, and just maybe cutting that in black or white and popping it over the top. £4.79 or $6.36. Next is the 8-piece Blossoming Daisies die set. This one I think you'll probably be using in conjunction with your flower forming foam that you're getting within the collection. £7.99 platinum price on that, or $10.36. Next up, Nicola just did this in a Scottish accent in my ear. Spring Border. £4.79 for your spring border. $6.36 is the price on that one. She's doing it all in a Scottish accent now. If Craig were here, oh, he'd be wagging his finger at you. The Daisy Bloom, this is really nice as well. So this is a 12-piece set. This is the one with the big stamp set, but also you've got the dies of the butterfly and the flower and the Hello You, but then you've also got the outer dies to be able to cut out the shape of your stamped image. And again, it's kind of broken into two, so it allows you to position your image wherever you want it to be on your project. Really nice when we do that. £7.99 or £10.36. Next up is the spring accessories. So again, this is where you can add more detail to your projects, and where again this collection kind of cross-pollinates with things like your butterflies. What? Oh no, see what I did there? Cross-pollinates with your dancing dragonflies, because you can create your own beautiful, almost like an English country garden with all of these added extras. So definitely pick that one up as part of a smaller bundle if you're doing that. £4.79 or £6.36. Paper pads. Here's the thing, actually, I sort of failed to mention this as well, but if you do decide that you just want to add an extra paper pad in, you don't have to go for the bundle, of course. You can buy the 12x12 paper pad individually. That's £11.99 or $15.96. And then the smaller 6x6 paper pad, also available individually. That, remember, is just a shrunken down version of the 12x12. It's not like we've snipped out a corner of the images on the 12x12. It's literally a mini version of the 12x12. £4.79 or $7.99. Then you've got the matching vellum. 8x8 is the vellum, and you're getting 24 sheets within that. It is £10.39 or $11.99. And do yourself a favour as well, stock up on the linen card pack, because this really is beautiful. 250 GSM with the beautiful linen effect running right through it. And when you're ready, George. George, you're falling asleep there. I said the linen for £11.99 or $15.96. I think he was falling asleep there, listening to my dulcet tones. We're moving on next now, George. Flower forming foam pack. Go! There we go. The 9x12 flower forming foam pack. You're getting that in those colours that you're seeing there. $7.99 or $10.36. Seam binding ribbon. And then next up and finally is the seam binding ribbon, £3.99 or $5.56 for that individually. So it's nice to see all of that individually, but then the way that everybody is going is the full collection. The majority of you, we are over half the stock has gone.
Boom.
What?
Boom.
Oh, boom. Boom. And let's just, we'll have a look at some finished cards again with Becky in a second, but let's just get serious for a second here. This should be we're launching this today, and I know I always say this, but it never sits quite right with me. It's amazing for you guys, but you know when like the new smartphone launches, for example, and the launch day comes along, they don't just go, oh, it's launch day, have £100 off. No. They go, it's launch day, it's brand new, no one's got this before, you're paying full whack for this, you're paying full price.
Yeah, and people will queue up.
People will queue on the block.
To hand money over.
To do it.
Yeah.
But we go, oh, it's the brand new launch day of the collection that you've been waiting for, the Nature's Garden Delightful Daisies. It's £169 or $210. You can have it for £99 or $129. What we like. What are we like? And then we go, have your discount on it. So if you're platinum, as we know the majority of you are, you're £79.20 or $103.20. And then we go, have a load of free stuff as well. £30 or $40 worth of freebies on top as well. But that's only in the Showstopper deal, which is over half the stock gone now. More people will check out after this show. More people will check out in the next show. I'm pretty much saying that by 6 o'clock tonight, if we have a few of these left, it will be a miracle. So please get in now and take advantage. Just before we kind of wrap up, it's worth seeing some of the beautiful cards that Becky has over the other side of the studio. This is a fabulous collection, and you touched on this earlier. This is perfect for all occasions, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think actually, you know, sympathy cards are a really difficult thing to do. You know, but these flowers work with them. There's something joyful about daisies, but they can be quite solemn as well. So I think actually, I think it's to do with the hues that you've got in these colours. that kind of very sort of soft blue, the greens and the yellows. They are just beautiful cards that you've got here, with so many different types of things that you can do with them. All those different dyes, the different techniques you could do with them, the different things you could do with the vellum that you've got in the collection. If you're going to go look back at some of the shows that we did about vellum, we've got lots and lots of things about that. We've got things on here. We've got butterflies and dragonflies using the vellum over the top and make them look absolutely beautiful, shining lights behind them. All that flower forming foam in there as well, and they just make beautiful cards. And we're not just thinking about cards, you know, you could be thinking about sort of home decor pieces as well. Perhaps, you know, you're organising a wedding, you want to use some of these kind of ideas on a wedding. Daisies are a really lovely flower for using for a wedding because they don't droop. So, you know, you could be taking elements on these as well. And of course, as Ben was saying, they're all going to match in really well with other collections we've done, like the Be Beautiful ones, the dragonflies, the butterflies, even the wisteria ones are going to work with this as well. So it's definitely a collection that you want to pop into your basket today.
Abso-blooming-lutely. And we're going to give you opportunity to do that because we're almost done on this show. A massive thank you to you for watching. Thank you to Becky as well. I've thoroughly enjoyed this show. Bit of soft craft, bit of papercraft.
Bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Yeah. And we'll do it all over again at 2, won't we?
We will, yeah.
2 o'clock is the New Year New Craft show. Would have thought I'd known that by now, wouldn't you, really? We'll have more bag making, definitely showing you more of this collection too. And then, of course, tonight at 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, we've got the official launch of this collection. However, I'm calling it that the Showstopper will be gone. So if you want to get all of those added extras, get shopping, get checking out those baskets, and get taking advantage of what is a really, really beautiful collection. We will head off for a bit of lunch and we'll be back with you in an hour's time. In the meantime, check out those baskets. If you think of anything that you want to ask Becky during the next show, get ready to ask those questions for when we're back for New Year New Craft at 2. But until then, thanks for watching. Check out the baskets and we'll see you in an hour.